Hello comrades, it's me, Comrade Dazza, and today we are going to begin part 1 of the Marxist analysis and critique of the Australian culture. Today we are looking at nationalism and right-wing culture in Australia. So let's begin, shall we? Australia has history of having nationalistic right-wing culture for a long time. Australia has a unique feeling and unique right-wing culture. It's similar to other right-wing cultures that are in America, but here in Australia I find it very unique. And the nationalism as well. There is nationalism in every country, but nationalism in Australia I find very interesting. The history of Australian right wing can date back for a long time, but the most popular time Australia's right wing culture was prevalent and influenced generations was during Menzies' reign of the Australian people for well over near a generation. He was longest serving Prime Minister, and he is a right-wing trat. Now we can go into details, but the details that I like to list are the following things that Menzies done and can show he was a right-winger. 1. In the or when Nazi Germany was founded, Robert Menzies got on the plane, went to Nazi Germany, liked what they are doing, liked the idea of fascism. He was a Nazi sympathizer and he liked fascist ideas. So when he founded the Liberal National Party, he adopted similar ideas to Nazism and fascism. He is a fascist in disguise. Not a lot of people know that Menzies went to Nazi Germany because of the propaganda that the right-wing government put out, and to protect Gordon Menzies, from the Australian public to know that he was a Nazi sympathizer. He was, but I think younger people don't understand, and young people are still, right-wing culture has popped up, especially in the youth, like 20s and the teens have popped up in recent years, and I see a very dark future for Australia. Going on to another point. Number 2. Robert Menzies hated the Communist Party's guts. In fact, he hated its guts so much that he wanted to ban it. He went to the High Court. Judges said, no, it's unlawful and unconstitutional. He went to a referendum. He lost by a slight minority, 50,000 votes to no. It was so close, that referendum. He hated unions. He hated the proletariat because he was a rich bourgeois monarchist fascist. He was a right-wing trat. He is a conservative right-wing nutter. He praised Hitler and all the things. He is a fascist, and it cannot be denied that he is the enemy and shall be the enemy until the end of time, as the enemy of the proletariat, dead or alive, or his ghost hanging around the proletariat, who say fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Now on to nationalism, which I really like to cover. Nationalism in Australia has, in 20 years, has increased since John Howard was elected in 1996 and right-wing parties started to pop up again. And yes, before John Howard there was neoliberalism in the Labour Party, and that fucked up things, which I really hate. And people say, and Bob Hawke was a fucking neoliberal, so let's not get into that. And Paul King was a neoliberal. Well, they're both backstabbed the working class. Let's not go. Let's get on that to another day. But yeah, they're both traitors, bastards, and they are bourgeois puppets. But nationalism in Australia has grown so much, and Australia's future and Australia's culture is embedded in nationalism. Nationalism was pretty big in Menzies era. It was pretty big before Menzies era. It was big after Menzies, and it's pretty big now. And the rise of nationalism has really concerned me as a Marxist. Has concerned us Marxist-Leninists in Australia. It's very scary for me as a Marxist-Leninist was my beliefs in a very right-wing culture of Australia. But I haven't been bashed or anything yet. Let's hope that won't happen. If it does, well, that's right-wing culture and nationalism. In the last 2 years, there have been these new groups called the True Blue Crew and Reclaim Australia, who only want a white Australia, no blacks, no nothing, just white Australians. And a lot of them in their group as well is basically white supremacists and Nazis. They're a bunch of right-wing nationalist fuckers who pretend they are not racist, but they are fucking racist. And they are fucking racist. And the left in Australia has become very first worldist, particularly the anti-fascist demonstrators are just anarchists and just first world Marxists. Not more opposition, they're just piss weak. Absolute piss weak. Piss weak to the core that they are not Marxists. If they call themselves Marxists, they're just bullshitting. They are fucking bullshitting. They are middle class fucking liberals. They are not Marxists. If they were, they would know. They would read Marx, Lenin's, Mao's, and Stalin's theories, and a lot of Marxist authors and theories. But now they're a bunch of liberal, middle class, rich, privileged white kids who don't give a shit, who go and fight fashion because they're a bunch of fucking liberals, tired asses. They call themselves Marxists. So Australia's culture is either liberal, which is very small, Marxist, which is smaller, or right wing, which is very, very deep and big in Australian culture. Now, I'll get into my reasons later. It is very interesting. Australia always has a right-wing culture. I've grew up hearing right-wing culture, right-wing news, right-wing everything. And in the video on my healthcare Marx, I was right-wing, but I changed my position now because I realized I was a dumbass, right-wing trapped. Now I'm a Marxist. I know what I say, I know how fucking society works, what system we're in, and how we can restructure and transition to socialism, later communism. But I'll get to my reasons in the second half of the part 1 question soon. Now, this is going to be the first half. The second half, I will announce it in a Marxist perspective on the right-wing culture. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be very interesting, and I hope you enjoyed my video series. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and say hello to Comrade Deza. See you later, comrades. Long live the revolution.